Hi guys, I am back with week 14 of my project life layout. I have been super duper busy. My daughter just went back to school, which is just crazy to me because when I was a kid, they didn't go back to school, or we didn't go back to school until after Labor Day. So she started at like the beginning of August, which basically means when she starts school, my summer break ends, and I'm really bummed about that because I don't know. I just really like summer and I don't want it to end. So she's super excited about going back to school, which I am very grateful for. But me as a mom, I just wish summer would just keep going. But things have to end and we start again. And now she is even bigger and bigger. And I took her pictures for her second grade, first day of school, and it's just amazing how big she looks in those pictures. So, anyway, back to the layout. So, I just did the title card, and how this layout's going to work is I'm going to have a thin strip on the first page, which is going to be three by four cards, and then so that's going to be like the first page. So there's going to be front and back of that, and then there's going to be a full 12 by 12 page spread, and you'll see that in the pictures at the end. I didn't have quite enough pictures for two full 12 by 12 pages, but I had enough to do just a little extra strip. So like I said, the pictures will show at the end kind of how that looks. So the title card, I just put on some glitter thickers and I use this dotted washi tape, and then I did the other card a couple minutes ago using some of the Tim Holtz phrase stickers and word stickers. And that little puffy pencil sticker is from October Afternoon. I absolutely love them and I'm completely hoarding them. And anytime I find any kind of school-like page, I am definitely using them because they are adorable. I love how they feel and look. They're just so cute because I like they have this, instead of a shiny texture, they kind of have like a foamy texture and I just love it. So here I'm just using some pieces of scrap paper that I had in my stash, and I am punching out hearts with a Stampin' Up! Punch that I got quite some time ago. And I'm adding some more of those little phrase stickers. Next, I'm moving on to this, and I absolutely love sky and cloud pictures, as I'm sure if you've been following me at all, you guys know that. And I found this picture, I found this rainbow when we were out driving one day, and I absolutely love rainbows and clouds and everything to do with the sky. So I thought the beautiful word from the Heidi Swapp sticker, clear sticker sheet was perfect because it is absolutely gorgeous. I wish all of that traffic and stuff wasn't in the background, but hey, I can focus on that rainbow. I love it. So this is a picture of a little journaling page that I did in one of my little journals, and it was about a challenge that I was trying to do, and I failed miserably at it, but I do think the page is beautiful, so I decided to keep including it because that's kind of how my days are. You don't always meet all the goals that you want to do, but the important part is you just keep making them and working to ride towards striving for them, and you can't beat yourself up when you can't quite make a goal. But as long as you're trying your best and working hard at it, that's really all that matters. And if you can achieve your goals, that's even better. So I don't want to not encourage to strive for the goals, but sometimes life and things get in the way and you have to make up other goals that work with what you're doing. So here's another one of those hearts that I punched out. I'm just outlining it with my little flare, or is it a flare? Flare pen, I think that's what those are, and it's just in green, and I am going to add more of this washi tape to the left hand side of this card just to give it a little detail and bring that gold across the page. That big sticker that I stuck down to is from Amy Tan's sticker book. So now I'm just working on this other picture here. It's a 4x6 card, and the corners of the the Becky Higgins cards are not quite the same as my punch, and I wanted to punch out the size of this picture, so I ended up punching everything with my corner rounder, and it is not cooperating. As you can see, it was not punching through. Sometimes I have problems punching through the photo paper. It doesn't seem to have any problems with the regular paper, but photo paper is just, it's not happy with. So I'm going to use this little documented sticker from Heidi Swapp little pack of die cuts that I got. It was this documented. There's a bunch of those and a bunch of other ones that were like in a teal or aqua color. And here's another one of those hearts. I'm going to outline it again with my pen, my green pen, and I'm going to call that one done, I think. Moving on to this next card, and oh, by the way, all the cards that I'm using, I think for the most part, if not all of them, are from one of the Becky Higgins Project Life core kits. I don't remember the name of it because I've pulled them all out and just put them in a drawer in my craft room, but it is all from the same collection. So here I'm going to be trimming out some more of this washi tape. I absolutely love this washi tape. It is gorgeous. I got it from Michael's. It's see-through or like translucent. That sticker is from Michael's as well, and it's from, what is the brand? I think I showed it a little earlier in the video, but I really think those are pretty stickers, and I think I've had those flowers in my stash for quite some time as well, because I tend to hoard stickers, and I'm really trying my best to use them now that I'm not buying any kits. I'm trying to use up my stash. So I just trimmed up another one of those Tim Holtz phrase stickers and stuck it on the card. Here I'm going to punch a little scallop circle with on some of that striped paper that I used earlier, and I'm going to punch that and have that as a layering piece to this little flower. And this is just a Martha Stewart punch, and I think this is really cute because it has this really tiny scallops. So I'm going to add that there, and then I'm going to add the flower on top. And this is just an epoxy flower. I'm not sure where it came from. I've had it in my stash for quite some time. Again, like I said a minute ago, I'm trying to bust through my stash and get those things used up that I've had. And so I've removed it from my packaging, so I don't remember exactly where that came from. Here I'm looking at some phrase stickers to add on here too, which I'm going to add the word lucky. And then later on I'm going to add another little heart bling piece, and I'll come back to it in a second. So there's that sticker book again, and I'm going to use this spoon because she's eating a bowl of ice cream, and I thought that was perfect, and I've been trying to use these stickers for quite some time too. So I'm just going to trim that up so it just fits on the right hand side, and then I'm going to add a little gold asterisk that is the same gold thicker that I used for the title, and then I'm going to find one sticker in here to put in the bottom left hand corner, and it's going to say for reals because it, just is a fun little phrase. Other than that, it really doesn't have anything to do with this page, but I like how it says for reals because that is fun to say. So that one's going to go down, and that's going to be done with that card. Moving on to the next card here. This card I really like how it turned out. I'm using this little cut apart that says smiling is my favorite. Again, just something I had in my stash. The little label is from a crepe paper die cut pack that I got in a Scraptastic kit that was left over. I'm going to use some of those clear gold stickers again in the gold, or in the arrow, I'm sorry. And then here are these little heart blings that I'm going to end up putting on this page, and then I'm going to sprinkle on a couple other of the cards just to kind of tie the cards together. And you're going to see me doing that here in a second. And while I am putting those on, I just want to thank you guys all for joining me today, and for all my new subscribers and everyone that makes comments. I really, really appreciate it, and I have such a great time looking through what everybody has said and commented on. So please leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you liked the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I typically do Project Life. I also do some 12 by 12 scrapbooking, which is really even more of my favorite than Project Life, but I just haven't got a chance to do that as much. And then I have been really getting into some kind of artsy journaling or traveler's notebook journaling, and I should be having some of those layouts coming up again soon. I went on a trip to Kentucky, and I've been working on some of those. I just need to get around to editing the layouts and posting the videos, so hope that will be up soon, so just stay tuned for those. And then I also do some scrapbook tour videos and things like that, or organization videos, but that's a little bit less. I do more process videos. So back to the layout, here is another sticker from the sheet. Again, just trying to use those up and trying not to hoard as much as possible. I'm just going to journal on this card, and it's going to be pretty simple, not a whole lot on this one. And that is going to do it, and I added some of those phrase stickers in the top right corner of that picture. Here is another card here. I'm going to try to use those puffy word stickers. I really want to use them, but it just didn't work out. So I'm going to end up taking an arrow from this Daily Flash chipboard piece from October Afternoon to point to the picture that I'm talking about. And then I'm going to add, I think, one of these gold stickers. I think I end up adding one here. Yeah, happy. I really like how this notebook on the right turned out. I made that. It's a little, I don't know what it's called, like a traveler's notebook cover. I made it out of fabric, and I absolutely love the little birdies. And I was really proud of myself because I am definitely not a sewer. So I wanted to make sure I took a picture of that. And that's where I've been keeping my traveler's notebooks that I'm doing my process videos on. So here is a picture of my kitty cats with a little heart, and I'm adding another little piece of bling. And then I'm going to add some phrase stickers to both the top where I put that little heart cluster and to the bottom. And then I found this best friend sticker, so I wanted to go back to that picture of the kids, and I put that on there. And now I'm adding those phrase stickers here. I'm just kind of making sure that they're going to fit on the page right. And then I'm going to add this rub-on that says Dream, and I think this is a crepe paper rub-on that I got in a Scraptastic kit. These rub-ons have been sitting out for quite some time, and it rubbed on pretty well. I did lose a little bit of the top of the D, but otherwise it rubbed on okay. But like people have said in other videos, you know, once you open these what are they, rub-on packages, they tend to not really stick after a while and you start having problems with them. So make sure you use your rub-ons, and you can see I was trying to get that back on, but it was a lost cause. So here is the last card. I'm just adding that little epoxy birdie sticker on, and that is pretty much it. There is the pictures at the end. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and thank you guys again so much for joining me, and thank you, and I'll talk to you again. Bye!